This is why women lose desire for provider men who do not lead. Sit down. Let me explain something women rarely say out loud. Women don't lose desire because a man stops paying. They lose desire because a man stops leading. And those two things are not the same. A provider who only pays, but he doesn't think, he doesn't direct or guide, eventually puts women in charge. She plans, she decides. She manages the emotional and logistical weight of the relationship. And slowly her body shuts down attraction. Not because she wants to, but because polarity is gone. And here's what happens internally. She stops feeling held. She stops feeling safe to soften, and she stops feeling turned on. And that is going to impact the bedroom. Simple. Because desire flows towards leadership. You cannot relax into your feminine while being responsible for everything. It will never happen. This is why women say things like, I love him, but I don't want to sleep with him. I love him, but I'm not attracted to him. He's a good guy. He's a good man, but I'm not attracted to him. He's a good man, but something feels off. He's a good man, but I feel like I'm missing something. I feel more like his partner in life than his woman. Or I feel more like his coworker or his roommate than his woman. That something missing is polarity. A man can be generous and still be passive. A man can provide financially and still avoid leadership. And when a woman has to lead a relationship, she eventually feels like his manager and his mother. And you cannot desire a man you have to mother or manage because you would never subconsciously respect him. That's why you end up going for a bad boy. Why? Because he might not have the financial stability, but he knows how to lead. So you end up being what you're attracted to in that bad boy that gives you that rush and that feeling and that high that you're missing in your relationship is just polarity. Because he's no good. That bad boy is no good either. But it's that chemistry and that attraction that's missing, and that the masculine edge that man that is probably a great provider does not have. And this is also why women end up exhausted. Because leadership is not about just money. It's about decision making. And then eventually you have kids with this person, and you're the one making all decisions about the kids, having to do everything. You're the only one being a parent. All they have to do is just provide, and they have a title of being a dad. Leadership is not, like I said, it's not just about money. It's about decision making, direction, initiative, responsibility. And when a man doesn't step up to the plate and take his responsibility in that role, a woman will subconsciously, little by little. Why? Because she's forced in that role. And resentment follows. And that will make you sick. Your body will get sick eventually as a woman. Let me be very clear. Feminine desire requires masculine leadership. If he cannot plan a date, he cannot plan a future. Feminine desire requires masculine leadership. Not control, not dominance, leadership. A man who leads makes it easy for a woman to soften. He makes it easy for a woman to be a woman. This is where that theory that comes from, where, I can turn my brain off with him. Why? Because the reason why you could turn your brain off with him and feel safe is because you trust his leadership. You trust his directional guidance. He makes good choices. And a man who only pays forces you to stay sharp. And biologically, we want that safety. You can't lead. We feel unsafe. And that's why you're in survival mode with a man that just provides but doesn't lead still. Because there's that biological safety that's lacking, and your body's telling you it's unsafe here. And that's why you're on eggshells with that man too. And this is where women get confused. They think I should be grateful. He provides. But gratitude without desire just turns into duty. And duty kills intimacy. The great part is that this is workable. It's definitely workable. But also, you have to be very mindful. Like, a man shows you from the beginning if he's not a leader. From the beginning, you know if he's not a leader. He shows it in the beginning stages. And in the first 2 years of the relationship, you should know, okay, if he's a leader or not. And this is why inside the Provider Magnet and inside the Feminine Reset, I don't teach women how to get a man to pay. I teach women how to restore polarity so leadership and provision follows. Remember, he has to be a leader on his own without you teaching him. But you can always restore leadership. Something that he has to innately have, though, is being a provider. Because you can definitely, leadership is more workable. It's definitely more workable, but it's going to require you releasing that control and starting to trust him more and allow him to lead and guide him, being a little bit of a compass to him and letting him rise. It's just either you're going to have the patience for that to work him or not. That's all. But remember, every man, you're going to have to train him. Every man has to be trained to accordance to you, because every woman is different. So you have to train him how to adjust to you, how to cater to you, how to in a way that maintains that polarity in the relationship. And also, always look at his life. There's always a correlation in lack of leadership if you look at his life. If his life is a mess and he cannot lead himself, he cannot lead you. They're always correlated. There's no stability in his life. There's no direction in his life. That's exactly how relationship and that's exactly how dating is going to be. Pay attention to those things. They always correlate. Money without leadership would never sustain attraction. Ever. What you end up doing is you'll take his money and probably cheat on him because you're going to feel like something's lacking. If you're a cheater. If not, you'll probably just leave him alone. You don't lose desire because you're ungrateful. You lose desire because you're carrying what was never meant to be yours to carry. But you have to be willing to put down what's not yours to carry so he can rise up or rise out. I love you. I hope this video helped, and I hope it gave you more clarity. Okay? Bye.